And welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is a Thursday here in the neighborhood. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show,
Hey.
Dan.
Hey, Ann.
Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm just listening to that intro music.
There it
playing
is.
in our background. Isn't
There
that
it is.
lovely?
I like our intro music.
I do too. Sometimes it has a little mind of its own.
Yeah. It's almost like a secret agent theme song.
It does kind of sound like, you know what?
What's that?
We should do Charlie's Angels. Only there's only two of us, and one of us is not a girl.
What do we do, back to back with our guns in the air?
Yep, that's it.
You got that sinister look on our faces? Yeah.
Something. We should do something.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Something, honey.
All right. Well, let's get to business.
Okay.
We got a big show today.
We do. We have two guest segments, and it's going to be filled.
Yeah, well, usually it makes us want to work faster, work harder,
Does it? It makes me
Yeah.
watch the clock.
because we run out of time.
Well, because we run out of time.
Yeah.
I want everybody to have their equal amount of, time on
Yeah.
air.
Yeah.
So,
Should we get one of those little egg timers? Crank it up to like 6-8 minutes and
how about a minute timer, a salt thing, and I'll just keep
oh,
turning it.
with the say no, ouch. No, I'm talking about the one that you can hear it ticking the entire time,
Oh yeah, we should.
and then it dings at the end like, okay, we're done, out.
It should ding at every hour. No, I'm sorry, at every minute, and then your
minute.
guest will also know that. Okay, well that's 8 dings. I'm done. I better wind it up.
Okay.
Oh me,
I'll
no,
look
we're
for-
not gonna do that.
I'm going to look for one, but I want one that's oversized. I want one that's like 6 inches round with a big face on it, 10-inch face. I'll put it right here in the guest.
You should sit it right there.
Yeah, and let them watch it. Because we have some guests that like to run long.
They do. They have a lot of
They
information.
got a lot of yeah.
And I mean, I love. That's why we have them on here
Yeah.
because they want to share their information, which
Yeah,
is
but
totally
from a-
cool. But sometimes they get into some foo-foo, some
Go-
foo-foo
they
dialogue.
Go into the weeds.
They do, and that's we're not throwing shade on anyone in
No.
particular, but yeah, it does happen.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
perfectly fine.
and I like
but
to-
we have to
You know
monitor
what?
the time.
And I like to go in the weeds with them.
Boy, do you! You're a weed whackers. What you are.
We do have several guests, we have several people
Several?
coming in. Yeah, Brandon Ruley with Stormtrack 360s here, and then Shon and Tanner will be with him. And I guess those are the in-house experts.
Yeah, I don't know their last names, but we'll find out.
Well, it's Shon and Tanner. I mean, if you watch Stormtrack 360, it's Shon.
doesn't matter.
Give a report, Shon.
They're
Tanner.
Doesn't matter their last name. I guess
no,
not.
and it's like Cher. You know her last name?
No.
Do you care?
Bono.
Sean, well, I know, but you don't say
No.
Cher
No,
Bono.
you don't.
You
No.
just say Cher. I mean, that in itself.
Poor Brandon has to have his last name on there, though.
I know, but
He has to be the Ruley one.
yeah.
There you go.
Well,
and then
it's-
who else do we have?
Well, we've got Judy McCutcheon and Carrie Richter.
Yeah.
They're here to talk about the Easter egg hunt and
the
also
Lions Club, the Noon
Lions
Lions,
Club,
Club's
yeah.
Easter egg hunt. Mm-hmm.
and then the Farmers and Artisans Market,
Yeah.
the Northwest Arkansas.
I'm
Sorry.
going to set Carrie up, I think, to come on periodically during the farmers market and
'Cause she's-
just give us updates. She's real good to do that.
Now she took a year off, right?
She did.
From that. Now she's back.
Yep. And
She couldn't wait.
Well, she does a really good job with it, I believe, in organizing. Not that no one else does, but I always knew, I always felt like everything was running like clockwork when Carrie's in
Okay.
charge of it. So
All right.
yeah, but that's
Okay.
by the way, that's starting this weekend, which she'll go over.
Yeah. Okay.
But the
April the 18th.
19th.
Or 19th. Yes.
19th.
Saturday. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check it out. Go down and I don't know what they'll have.
Me either, this
what
early
would
in
be
the
growing this
season.
early? I'm not sure what will be growing.
Rutabaga. I don't know.
Rutabaga.
I don't know.
Probably. Do carrots grow this early?
Dan,
I don't
you're
know.
asking the wrong
I
compadre.
don't know. I know some early crops may be there. So
What do you do with the rutabaga?
You boil it, then you salt and pepper it, then you put it on 2 pieces of bread.
No, you don't.
Rutabaga sandwich? You've never heard of that? Sometimes, well, you have to cut them in half sometimes so the bread will smush perfectly. But I like mine
Nope.
with Swiss cheese.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Okay.
Maybe we'll find out from the expert exactly what a rutabaga is.
Since we're going to be talking about the weather a little bit later on, we ought to talk about the weather now. I think we've got some.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it later.
I mean, nice segue, I think.
Sunny today, high near 81 degrees, 30 mile per hour winds. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 64. Friday, 30% chance of showers. After 1 p.m., partly sunny with a high near 82 for tomorrow. That's going to be really nice.
Nice.
Friday night, low 63 with an 80 chance of precipitation.
That means 80, not
Yes.
8.
80.
0. Yeah.
Yeah. Saturday, showers and possibly thunderstorms, high near 74 degrees. Chance of precipitation is 80. 80%. Saturday night, 59 for the low, and then a chance of rain jumps up to 90%. You might as well just say 100. And then Sunday, I'll let you do that one.
You know, Sunday, which is Easter Sunday, is showers and possibly a thunderstorm after 1 p.m. Chance of precip is 80%. There are wind gusts possible, and the high is of 71. So there you go. Sunday night, 30% chance of showers, and then a wind gust up to 20 miles per hour and a low of 45. So it dips back down into the 40s on Sunday night. Monday is a high of 73. Monday night, low of 49. Tuesday, high of 78. Wednesday, high of 77. And the low on Tuesday is around 54 degrees.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that may kind of put some little damper or little cloud on some Easter egg hunts. You may have to move them inside.
Yeah.
That might be
You can do that.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see, but Easter's always a big Sunday at our church, and I'm gonna I don't know if I'm supposed to do this on air, but I'm going to. If you don't have a church home and you want a place to go, Crossroads Community Church, I invite you to come. There's 2 services, one at 8:30 and one at 10:45. That's on Old Bergman Road. And if you don't have a place to go, I would invite you to come.
Easter's kind of the big thing.
It is.
I mean, if you're going to go to church, that would be the day to go.
A lot of people do
Yeah, they
that
dress
don't
up
necessarily go on other days, you know, but that draws them to be there, and whether that's family or
Yeah.
belief or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there
and
you
it's
are.
nice
There's my
to-
open invitation.
Nice to celebrate the resurrection.
You bet.
And do they have plenty of extra chairs, seats?
Yes, that they will make sure you have a seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you want to come, Dan, and bring
Okay.
Kelly, you are more than welcome to come.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, there.
All right. Since we
Yeah.
do have a busy show, let's move right into our other stuff.
You want a topic to ponder?
Our topic to ponder. This week is our topic to ponders are 3s. We want you to name 3 things and just see if you can do it.
Can you count to 3?
Can you count? Here we go.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Name 3 things that you enjoy in your spare time.
Oh, when you get to my age, you have a lot of spare time. Just about everything I do is interesting. What do you got there?
I'm trying to get to it.
You want to read some?
Well, you want to go ahead and answer the question, or do you want
I
me to read
can.
them?
Name 3. I like to do. My hobby is Star Trek.
Anything and everything Star Trek?
not-
Fan films? Which part?
I do. I like fan films. I like the original series. I like, like Star Trek.
Okay,
I like the
anything to do with Star Trek.
Some of it I don't like so much, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
What's
One.
two?
Oh, one. 2. I like to hike. I like to hike in my
Star
spare-
Trek. What?
Yeah, and if I'm hiking from one Star Trek event to the next, that's cool too.
Okay.
Let's see. 3. Gosh, I haven't thought about the third one. I like to write. I've recently enjoyed writing. When I was younger, I had a problem writing.
Uh-huh.
And now that I've gotten older, I guess I've slowed down a little bit in my thinking, or my mind isn't saying squirrel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been writing scripts,
Right.
and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy creating characters and situations and life-threatening situations and drama and rescue.
And then you
those
can
kind of things.
resolve it in some.
Yeah.
There's just a whole thing in your mind.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like
I
those
like that.
3 things.
I think mine was, well, I had a hard time getting it down to 3 people. But I said music, my family, and being outside.
Okay.
So we have some that are like road trips, casual dining, doing nothing, crime documentaries, reading, music, documentaries and gardening, family, good food, lifting weights. There's lots of good crochet, Bible study, relaxing with my family. There's quite a few different ones.
I like all those.
Driving, exploring, documentaries.
I could do all those.
Sure.
And enjoy them.
We've had several responses, so
That's
I appreciate that fact that people are engaging, and we invite you to go to our Facebook page. There's a graphic up that says, name 3 things that you enjoy in your spare time.
Cool.
And please give us your thoughts.
Yeah. All right. Let's do some history.
Okay.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
I'm just a crazy darn fool duck.
Oh my gosh, I'll never get that out of my mind. 88 years ago, the animated cartoon character Daffy Duck made his debut in the Warner Brothers cartoon Porky's Duck Hunt.
Yeah. You know, and I think he changed over the years. He got a little less psychotic with his laugh, and he toned it down. Or that
Why
whoever
do you think that happened?
I think it was really way too annoying. Yeah, way too annoying.
Yeah.
The beaches were not prepared by air or artillery bombardment. Those able to move beyond the beaches were trapped in swamp for high growth, which was burned off, while Castro militiamen waited and watched for prisoners.
This was 64 years ago, back in 1961. 1,500 CIA-trained Cuban exiles launched the disastrous Bay of Pigs invasion on Cuba in an attempt to topple Fidel Castro, whose forces crushed the incursion by the third day. More than 1,000 invaders were captured. About 100 invaders and 150 of the Castro's defenders were killed. CBS News correspondent Walter Cronkite reported as changes of blame flew around.
In matter-of-fact tones, Alice Nishikawa, clerk of the court, told Sirhan he was guilty of murder in the first degree.
56 years ago, a Los Angeles jury convicted Sirhan for the assassination of Senator Robert Kennedy in June 1968. Josh Darsa reported on the verdict for CBS News.
Okay.
The Central Committee of the Czechoslovak Communist Party bowed today to the demands of the Soviet-backed hardliners and voted to replace Mr. Dubček with Mr. Gustav Husak as first secretary of the party.
This was also on the very same day, 56 years ago. Czechoslovakia's Communist Party deposed Alexander Dubček as party chairman and it was Dubček who had started the reforms that angered Moscow and led to the Soviet invasion of 1968. Herbert Lass reported from Prague on Dubček's ouster. In 1989, Dubček returned from political limbo and took leading role in the post-communist Czechoslovakian parliament. And then
55 years ago, Paul McCartney released his first solo album after the Beatles. Among the tracks was Maybe I'm Amazed at the Way You Love. Okay, I'm not supposed to probably do that even. Maybe I'm amazed.
I know in my heart I have not violated any of the rules of that institution. I love that institution.
This was back in 1989, 36 years ago. The House Ethics Committee released a report that changed and also charged Speaker Jim Wright with violating House rules. Wright also said that he would fight to clear his name. Wright announced his resignation the following month.
Threw the thing in the floor there, people.
I can't hear. I can't hear. Get out of here. Please get out of here.
Oh, my God.
Please get out of here.
That's number 8.
Okay. 12 years ago, 15 people were killed by a fertilizer plant explosion in West Texas. This girl and her father were driving nearby at the time.
And on this day, 14 years ago, gosh, it doesn't seem to be that long, back in 2011, the theme song from Game of Thrones premiered on HBO, and the theme song was so iconic. Once you hear it, when I watched that series, I had to skip over the intro music because I'd be singing it in bed.
Are there words to it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's just the music's so simple, but it had a tendency to just lock
One
in.
of those that'll stick in your head.
Yeah.
She was the rock of that family, the hub around which all the pieces operated, and she kept them all connected.
7 years ago, former First Lady and First Mother Barbara Bush died at home in Houston at age 92. President George H.W. Bush's Chief of Staff, John Sununu, remembered her constant strength.
I am Eddard Stark, Lord of Winterfell and Hand of the King.
That's a birthday cut. One of the main stars of Game of Thrones was Shon Bean. His birthday is today. He is 66. He was born in 1959. He's best known for playing the patriarch of the Stark family in Game of Thrones. And I don't want to...
You don't want to spoil it alert, do you?
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay. Liz Phair was born 58 years ago on this date, and from her album White Chocolate Space Egg, there was the particular song Fantasize.
Okay. And then also 1972, Jennifer Gardner was born. She is 53 today. She starred in the TV series Alias, and there was a theme song that's playing right now, but we can't hear it.
He's clean, in my opinion.
You mean he's hygienic?
He's who he presents himself to be.
Actress Rooney Mara was born 40 years ago today. She's appeared in films such as The Social Network, Her, and Carol. Here she is in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay.
That's it today?
Yes, that's it for today's history. We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll have the guys from Stormtrack 360, Brandon Ruley, Shon, and Tanner. We'll take that break, and when we come back, we'll be talking with them about severe weather. This is the time of the year to do it, and they've got some exciting news on some of the equipment that they've got.
Okay.
And we'll be talking to them in just a few minutes. Stick around, stay with us. You're listening and watching Around the Table with Dan and Ann. And welcome back to Around the Table. In the studio, we have Brandon Ruley, Shon, and Tanner.
Do y'all
Shon
want to
and
say
Tanner.
your last names? Because we're just like pulling out Shon and Tanner. That's it.
Shon Hardy.
And?
Tanner McGee.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, you
Thank
just ruined it for me now.
Oh, come
It
on.
was Shon and Tanner. I thought that just rolled off the tongue so well.
He didn't care about
Kind of like Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah,
Kinda.
there you go. You got it. I'll call
Yeah.
you. Which one's who wants to be Laverne?
Stop pointing too far.
good grief.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're talking about this is storm season.
It is.
It is.
We're right in the heart of it.
Right in the heart of, and we thought we'd get the guys from Stormtrack 360 in the studio with us and talk about what you guys do and how you track the storms and how dedicated you are. And you got to be nutty, I guess. You got to be nerdy to want to do this stuff.
They call us weather geeks.
Weather geeks.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you have when you see weather, do you like, yes? I mean, it's like, do you have a passion for wanting to report it and study it and dissect it?
I'm actually terrified of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I do this.
Probably good, yeah.
So as I'm doing this, I'm just passing it along to everybody else.
Passing along your terror.
Right.
Yeah.
Trying to take care of the community and friends and family. And
Well, I was watching the last time that you guys were doing whatever storm it was, and it tracked from Harrison through, I think it went through Flippin and those areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have people out in those areas.
Yes.
What do you feel like when you know these people and you recognize them over the air? I'm sure you're concerned about them. Yeah,
extremely concerned, and you can see their names popping up on the radar screen, and we're being very passionate about making sure they're aware of. We appreciate you telling us what's on the ground, and trying to, but don't put yourself in a situation to get yourself hurt or possibly killed.
Well, one thing's really important is it's up to the second of what you guys are doing. It's not like a delayed prediction or this could happen. You guys are looking at this. How often does the weather radar update itself?
We're pulling since we're pulling what's called raw GR2 data. We're pulling at the same time the Weather Service offices is.
Oh.
So each time that radar's taking a sweep, it's grabbing velocity. And then the next time it's the reflectivity. And the next time it's the, all the different products.
Yeah.
So to get the full sweep and to get a full, a load, it takes about 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So sometimes when I'll pull it up, I'll show, rotations here, but you can see the hook on the reflectivity a little bit ahead of it. And I'll remind people, this part of the radar, we may be still waiting for that scan to come in.
Yeah.
So it might be 60 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Right.
And even though it looks, it's colors on a map.
Right.
Those and what I've discovered is weather can change in a matter of minutes.
Absolutely.
I mean, it could be calm 1 minute and it could be devastating the next.
And what a lot of people, the mistake they make is we have people says, I jump on and I check out what's going on and I'll see the weather. Oh, it's over here in Rogers or Bentonville. So I'm thinking, oh, it ain't near it. Stop. Those storms are over there, but that doesn't mean in 6 to 8 minutes a new cell's not going to form right on top of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do that live severe weather coverage, because you can go from a blue sky and sunshine to a thunderstorm with a tornado on the ground in about 8 to 10 minutes.
And people don't realize that it doesn't come from the west to the east. It could develop right there in your backyard.
Right there, you could pop right on top of you. Storms for the most part, usually in our area, track from the southwest to the northeast, but we get those storms that track south. They track north.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a lot of the tornadoes that have touched down in our area over the years have been those storms that have done that north to south track or south to north track. But I always tell people, be weather aware. Have us on in the background. We have tones we put out, and we do that. We know people are watching, but it's because of the schools and the restaurants and different people have us on. They've got the volume down a little bit, and when we put those tones out, that's our way of saying you need to
listen. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You need to look.
You want to introduce the guys here and what they do?
This is Shon Hardy and Tanner McGee. They are my co-hosts with Stormtrack 360. Of course, Shon is retired law enforcement and fire. Tanner is full-time. He's a lieutenant with the Harrison Fire Department. Shon now works for the Bergman School. He got a job offer up there, so we can kind of keep an eye on his grandkids since they go to school at Bergman. And the Bergman school has been wonderful at loaning Shon out to us every time there's severe weather because, and I'm sure other schools listen to us, but Valley Springs and Bergman School especially, they really watch us and take what we say very serious. And we call them Stormtrack ready. And so the principals...
are they in the studio with you, or do you guys like to go out and track some of these storms?
Well, Tanner is going to be equipped to do that, but the problem is a lot of times I'm either shorthanded because of schedules, and we want to try to at least always have 2 in the studio if we can.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't want the guys out if it's going to be dark. Because it's just too dangerous. So just extra eyes on the chat and all the information that we have coming in.
Well, I noticed y'all do. You're good to engage with the people that are chatting back and forth. You know, to give them answers to the questions that they have.
And they can tell you what's going on in their location. From a visual standpoint.
And they've all learned that very well because I can tell you what's going on 6,000 to 10,000 feet above us. But it's that ground level reporting from the public and law enforcement and fire and Skywarn personnel that lets us know is it on the ground.
Yeah.
One of the things that I do appreciate too is that you will, like 5 days in advance or whatever, start telling people, that there's a possibility of severe weather coming your way. And that's an alert to pay attention and keep posted on, how that progresses. But I know a lot of people are like, well, they were wrong. The naysayers are out there, but we just on them.
Well, I let people know, all this information, all this data, it's fed into the National Weather Service system, and we get these models. These models update every single hour. I mean, literally every hour it's reprocessing that information. So that's why I always tell people, pay attention, because just because we're not in a slight or a moderate risk right now, it could shift, or we could be in that risk and then it could shift north or south. So always be weather aware. I just can't stress that enough. And I like giving that 5 days notice. So if you're going camping or going to take a trip or going to take a flight, you've got some advanced warning that the potential is there. And it's like I tell people, it's like a recipe in a cake. The recipe is going to be there, but there's not that guarantee that the storm's going to spark. And sometimes, the percentages are lower, but for some reason, Mother Nature's just aggravated that day, and she gets violent.
Yeah. Well, since you talked about where people can get the information, tell us where they can. And you've got a new app you want to talk about, too.
We have, of course, our website, stormtrack360.com. You can watch us live streams on X, YouTube, and Facebook. And, of course, Facebook now, we have our Facebook pages where we put all of our posts. And we have the new Facebook Stormtrack 360 Alert Facebook channel because we have so many followers now.
Okay.
You just go on our page, and at the top, if your phone is newer phones, obviously, I guess is how it works, but you just hit view and join, and then when we send an alert out, and this is a specific alert for that, and it sends you a messenger notice and a notification, so it's an extra way for us to get information out to you to look at because social media, there's not 100% that you're going to get that notification because you're following grandma and aunts and everybody else. And then we had a lot of people ask us about, hey, could you guys do a mobile app? The mobile app literally just came out within the last 3 days, and yesterday Apple approved us. On our new app, of course, if you hit allow on the notifications, you'll get an alert if we're going to go live. And on this mobile app, we've got all the radars and what you expect from a weather app. But we've added all the local radio stations. So if you're at work or on the go outside of the area and you want to listen to 94.9, you can listen anywhere in the world now to 94.9 on our mobile app for free.
Good.
And then on top of that, we have the Harrison News, which is actually through KHOZ. If you hit the news button, lots of free tools.
It's a lot more than just the weather.
Right. Yeah.
That's great.
Just trying to another way that not only are we giving you weather, but more connections to the other sources in our community.
Sure. Yeah. That's great.
Guys, are you having fun?
Oh, yeah. Having a blast.
Okay. How do you get these guys to come in?
We have a
Send out a weather alert.
Well, kind of, sort of. We have a group text message that I will shoot information from the studio to these guys and say, look, just like what I do on Facebook. Hey guys, we got 5 days notice. How's everybody's schedules looking?
Okay.
And then we just constantly stay in contact with each other and share information. Like myself, Tanner is really good at going through the models every few hours and watching, and he and I are shooting a lot of opinions back and forth. And there's times where we're kind of like, well, should we go ahead and put a post out? Let's go ahead and give it a few more hours and see what the next couple updates look like before
I've seen you giving warnings to people that that when it's the actual storm is right there, they need to take cover or So I mean, it is pretty serious.
Yeah, it is, and what we're really excited about is our tornado track radar that everybody really I think likes what we do, the 3D technology.
Yeah. Yes.
Of course, when we came over here and talked to you guys last year, we told you that we had the county and the city street overlays. Well, people kept saying, hey, look, I know that county road, but I don't specifically know where it's at. Can you put landmarks? We have now added all of the schools, local churches, fire departments, Walmarts, Dollar General stores. We've even got some of our sponsors that have contacted us, and we've got their little icons on the map. So we're really trying to add landmarks and state highway signs, and we've got a new feature called the trail feature. And what that does is if we have rotation or hail or something, we can hit trail. It'll take the last 10 or 15 scans and it'll lay them all out on one shot so we can see the track and is this intensifying? Is it weakening? We were using that with those tornadoes that tracked through southern Searcy over into Stone and hit Cave City. And me and Tanner were on the air that night, and we went and checked the path to the trail on the radar that night. It was dead on.
Dead on, okay.
Wow.
Dead on.
Just about letting people know.
Yeah, we got some weather that's coming in tomorrow and the next day, so.
We're under a moderate risk for excessive rain for Saturday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're in a slight risk for severe weather.
Okay.
Now, right now, the thinking is Friday and Saturday, more of a hail and a wind threat, but then Sunday we're thinking all modes. Now again, this is based on current models, and those trends can go up or down, but right now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the rain is obviously always could be deadly. More people drown from flooding than tornadoes. But I think if you have any plans, you definitely need to stay weather aware all 3 of those days.
Well, we really encourage people to get the app and stay on Facebook and wherever else you're going to be on, and listen to 94.9 because I think they're going to be doing some things here in the future.
Yep, we have a meeting next week. I hope we come up with some plans and ideas.
Well, I'm sure it'll work. It's just how do you connect it together?
I want to ask I want you to hit on a quick question, and that is, how can people support you and what y'all are doing?
What you can do is just go to our website, stormtrack360.com, and we have it laid out, and as a thank you, we have a dollar amount. Like it starts at $5, and for $5 a month, this is what we will do for you. And then for 10 and it goes all the way up to like business size, and that gets into our sponsorships and our commercials and everything. But it's
the
that's how you
equipment's
do it.
not cheap in and of itself.
No,
you have to maintain.
It runs us about $600 a month to run Stormtrack 360 with the computers running around the clock, the maintenance of the equipment, all the data feeds. Of course, I have the credentials with my past with emergency management. This isn't just software you go download and throw on a computer. I mean, we have actual login credentials with the National Weather Service, and we have to pull that data in real time. And of course, it as we've grown, because when we first started talking to y'all, we had about 3,000 followers just on Facebook. Now we got about 11,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were looking, and this is kind of funny. Of those 11,000 Facebook followers, 75% of those are female, 25% male. But on the YouTube side, it's 75% male, 25%
we know what
female.
the guys watch, so we know what the women watch.
And then we found out that apparently 70% of our viewers don't follow our page. I don't even know. I guess when people share,
I guess.
Yeah,
I
probably.
guess that's where they come from.
Oh, yeah.
So
share them.
So that's why we tell people at certain times, we'll say
Yeah.
right in the middle of, okay, this is a serious situation. This is a time to start sharing and texting our link out that we're live.
All right.
Well,
Brandon and Shon and Tanner, thanks so much. You got more people involved, some volunteers that that help you, and we want to send a thank you out to them too. I mean, this is all volunteer work, and it's much needed. When bad weather is bad, we need help. Need help.
I hope y'all will come back and update us.
Yeah, absolutely. We sure will.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate you.
Check out Stormtrack 360 wherever you can. Get the new app. Go on their Facebook page, or they've got a website, stormtrack360.com. We're going to take a break, and Judy McCutcheon and Carrie Richter will be in. Stick around, stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the Table. I don't know if we've had this combination in the studio before, have we?
I'm not sure, but I should do that dynamic duo we have here.
Carrie Richter and Judy McCutcheon. What a team. Are you guys teaming up together?
We are.
You are? Well, tell us about it. Have you got the...
Judy.
I'm here today to talk about the 94th annual Easter egg hunt. This Saturday at 10 a.m. on the downtown square.
Okay.
We got 0 to 10 years old, 0 to 2 age group, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 10. 3,000 eggs are stuffed and ready to go.
3,000.
Wow. What did you stuff them all with? Just candy? Or
Candy.
Okay.
The 9 and 10-year-olds have a little extra little prizes in their eggs, you know.
Sure.
When you say 3,000, I think of a shipping company coming up with these huge boxes of, and it's probably lightweight of just empty eggs.
We're very fortunate. We have a Leo club at the high school.
Oh, okay.
And every year we take all the plastic eggs to them, and they get the stuff.
They do the work.
And, we might show up a little candy shortage because they might, eat a few while, do the taste test while they're stuffing. Instead of 3 pieces, there might be 1 piece in an egg. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it's great. They help us, so it's a good partnership.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's cool. I know the weather's might be a little persnickety this weekend.
It's a little iffy.
Yeah.
If something happens and we can't have it, if we have lightning in the area,
you can't
just
have
look
it.
at our Facebook page. We'll have it posted.
Yeah.
We'll make a decision early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Is that the Noon Lions page?
Yes.
That you're going to post
Harrison,
something?
Arkansas
Okay.
New Lions page.
All right.
Well, and you all are Noon Lions together, correct?
We are. And we're teaming up this year.
There's the team right there.
Great. Carrie's got a great thing going on. So,
you want to talk about
that?
Farmers and Artisans Market?
Yes, we are super excited. Something that we really haven't done in the past is we're partnering with the Lions Club for opening day of season this year. So instead of trying to stay out of everybody's way, we're just partnering together to make it a really fun event. Farmers and Artisans Market on the downtown square will open at 7 a.m. on Saturday, just like normal.
That's April 19th. That's this Saturday.
Yeah. So if you're concerned, oh gosh, there's going to be too many kids, you can come shop a little early and get off the square. But for those of you who have kids or grandparents or anybody else, you can come on down. Shopping will be as normal. We won't have very many vegetables to start out with first week.
Yeah.
But
what vegetables will you have? Because we are confused about what's even blooming this time of year.
Honest answer is I'm not 100% sure that we're going to have vegetables this first week.
Okay.
We usually start having vegetables heading into May. And you'll start seeing things like radishes, turnips, green onions, microgreens.
Root vegetables.
Rutabaga.
We were talking about rutabaga. I don't even know what a rutabaga is.
So yeah, that'll be fun. But we're gonna have with the partnership with the Lions Club, we agreed to kind of do some fun things. So we're gonna have some face painting, balloon art, and there'll be some little kids crafts activities. And each of our vendors will have candy available on their tables to pick up. And then quite a few of our vendors are also doing Easter-themed items like our macarons. She has some really cute carrot-shaped ones. And so there's a lot of fun things in store for this week to kick off the farmers market. But we're really excited about the kids' Easter egg hunt as well. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
And it starts at what time again?
The Easter egg hunt will start at 10 a.m., but we encourage everybody to get there early. We got the Easter bunny. And pictures with the Easter bunny, you got to have that picture. And a new bunny.
Don't be
new
scared.
Costume. Kids will not scream and be terrified
my God.
any longer. They will want to hug this new bunny.
Okay.
It's wonderful. And teaming up with them and having the kids' activities they're going to have, because they all get down there early, and this will give them something to do.
Sure.
So it'll really be a fun morning. I'm excited about it.
And although there's not a lot of vegetables available right now, there'll be baked goods. You mentioned some of that. There'll be canned goods and crafts still available, correct?
Yep. There's going to be a lot of different items. Some of the things that we've seen this week come in for people who said, yeah, we'll be at market. There's going to be dog treats. There's going to be live plants. So if you're needing to get started in your garden.
Okay.
We have people that are going to have health and wellness items, skincare items. Again, some kids' activities. There'll be lots of baked goods. And if you haven't heard the word sourdough, I don't know
Oh,
where
yeah.
you've been
my
at,
gosh,
but there's going to be a lot of sourdough items available this week. So that'll be kind of really cool. So we're excited about
That's
it.
good.
Wow,
That's good.
wonderful. Again,
All
Easter egg hunt starts at 10, but the farmer's market opens at 7 a.m.
Okay.
this Saturday.
Anything else?
Well, in case we have inclement weather, we will announce it on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook. But we typically don't close unless it's just going to be harmful, detrimental,
Bring an umbrella.
Bring an umbrella. Wear your ponchos. I mean, wear your flip-flops so you can take them off when you get done shopping. Just let's make it a fun day for everybody.
Well, if it's not lightning and thundering, I think you'll be okay. If it's not raining too hard, and that might be a fun experience for the kids.
Those kids aren't going to care. They just want those eggs.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care to get wet.
Yeah.
And I think that Lion Judy, she mentioned that we have a new canopy, so hopefully we can have that set up for the rabbit and taking photos with the kiddos.
Yeah, still have fun.
Okay, under a canopy then.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep checking the Facebook page, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Bring your Easter basket and get all the eggs you want.
All right.
And if you don't have a child that you're bringing, just come and watch.
It's fun.
It's always fun to watch.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Well, we want you to come back for sure.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back, guys. Stay with us. Welcome back.
Well, welcome back, Dan.
Yeah.
And welcome back to our fans and listeners. Oh, dear. Yes.
Busy morning.
Yeah.
A very busy morning. You know, there's a study out that walkers can cut their risk of heart problems in half.
I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, just by walking. Yeah. You might not like it when a fast walker passes you.
Yeah.
But a new study shows that a walk at a brisk pace is better for your heart.
Okay.
Scottish researchers found that people who walk fast reduce their risk of cardiac problems like arrhythmias, which is an irregular heartbeat, and atrial fibrillation when your heart beats too fast.
Uh-huh.
And the longer you walk, the better it is for you. So walk a little brisk, walk a long distance. A slower paced is considered to be about 3 miles long, when a fast pace being at least 4.
I used to power walk.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, it's a sport. People like anyway, whatever, they enter contest about that. So, I mean, just walking's a good thing.
Well, I can see
for
that.
Sure.
Yeah. And as you get older, your knees or whatever.
I've been walking on the treadmill the last whatever because I couldn't do what I normally do for other reasons.
What's this
That's
mean?
my tendonitis thing. It's just been kind of silly. But
so walking helps your tennis elbow?
No, but not. It makes me not use. I mean, I don't use it by doing stuff with my arms like I normally do.
You could sit on the couch and not worry about it either.
But you know what?
What's that?
Hello, Americans ignore pain.
Huh?
Do you know that?
That we ignore pain?
Yeah. A new survey finds that 60% of Americans say they blow off medical symptoms unless it becomes serious. So they ignore pain until it's something serious. Kind of like what I did with my little elbow. But anyway. And women are more likely to do that than men. Men say they ignore symptoms because they can power through it. While women say they don't want to overreact. Almost half of women also say that gender stereotypes influence their perception of pain.
Gender stereotypes.
What does that mean? Like, you don't want to feel like you're a wussy because you're a woman? I don't know what that means exactly.
Peer pressure, maybe?
Maybe.
Little peer pressure.
Do you ignore pain? Do you go to the doctor when you...
No. If I have a pain, I wait for it. Doing emergency medicine when I was an EMT, usually when we went somewhere, it was serious.
Right.
And we could determine if it was serious by blood pressure, skin temperature, what they had eaten, what they'd thrown up, those kind of things. And if it's serious, it's going to get worse.
Right.
So if I have a pain, I wait to see if the pain goes away. Then I analyze the pain, and if it's habitual, if it keeps coming back, then I will. Next time I go to the doctor, I will. But most of the time, it's not emergent.
Right. Right.
Anyway,
don't ignore it if it's something that gnaws, and if you think you need to reach out, I guess,
Yeah, one of the questions we ask is, are you taking any new medication, or
wonky.
Yeah, and if you're taking a new medication, it could be counterindicated. What's the word? Counterindicate of something different with the medication you're already taking.
It might mask something different.
Yeah,
you never know.
or if you're not eating.
Yeah.
Or if you're eating too much, that could cause pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
true that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see. This is why Easter falls on a different day every year. I'd never known that. Easter falls on a different day every year?
Yes. And sometimes it's been in March, sometimes in April.
Why? Why is that?
Well, read that little story
if it feels like Easter is kind of late this year, you're right. It is. Easter Sunday is considered a movable feast. Didn't know that. Because the date changes every year. Unlike Christmas, it can bounce between March and April. It's based on the lunar calendar, so Easter is always the first Sunday after the first full moon after the start of spring.
Okay.
This year it falls on April the 20th, better known as 420, which is also known as the holiday for marijuana lovers. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
The two holidays won't fall on the same date again until 2087.
Well, thank you for that fun fact.
And then when they do Lent, I thought that was associated with Easter. So I'm not really into all the religious customs.
Today's Maundy Thursday, since you're not into it.
Maundy
which was
Thursday?
the day of Christ had his Last Supper with his disciples.
Okay.
Yes. So there you are in the the Holy Week calendar. So, but yeah, in Lent, you should study that so you know what it is.
I might.
Just you can go read about
it. I don't think Baptist, which I was raised a Baptist. I'm not one now, but I was raised one. They didn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
Our church where I was raised we would have a special service on Maundy, Thursday, on Good Friday, and of course Easter.
Well,
I was Presbyterian. I was raised Presbyterian,
which is an offshoot of Catholicism.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that a lot of those traditions stuck with.
But I now attend it's not a non-denominational, it's Church of God, but we don't do specific things. But like tomorrow, we have Stations of the Cross where you can go in and just. Give reverence to what happened on Good Friday when Jesus was crucified.
I think there's a lot of I like some of the symbolism to some of that stuff, and some of it I don't.
You don't. Okay.
I just don't. Okay. It's National Haiku Poetry Day. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Darn it.
Celebrated a catchy Japanese art form.
Okay.
In case you skipped the class in middle school, a haiku is a 3-line poem with a syllable count of 5. Like 5 syllables here, 7 syllables there.
Okay.
I'm lost.
Well, whatever.
And also it's blah, blah, blah day.
That's kind of where I am about the haiku.
National Kickball. I love kickball in school.
Okay.
Yeah.
You give people high fives?
Yeah, is it National High Five Day?
National High Five Day.
All right.
Ending.
Okay.
Judge rules whether to resentence the Menendez brothers. There you go. I don't really keep up with that whole thing, but
no, it's old news.
Y'all.
We got to go.
Bye.
We're out. We'll see you tomorrow.